So I just wanted to make a video for all of my North American YouTube subscribers. Um, I came across some information a couple of days ago from a guy that works at LA Trade Tech, and he was saying how they're now offering what's called a green technology program. And this green technology program is heavily funded by the government, and I would imagine some private uh, parties as well, because they're really trying to push green technology, and they need people trained in the field. And there's a lot of non blacks, and I would imagine non-Americans, that are educating themselves in this field. And I just believe and I want to strongly encourage my North Americans, my North American citizens, to look into this, to look into the green technology programs. They're offered here in Los Angeles, of course, but I'm sure that they're offered nationwide, especially in big cities like Miami, New York, Chicago, etc. So I really want you guys to look into this green technology, any kind of classes, training, programs that you can get into, because what we want to see is more Americans in these fields doing these jobs, and especially my Black American brothers. I really want to see you get into something where you can excel and go far, and and expand, and maybe even turn these into your own, create your own businesses after getting the training. That's the one thing that we don't we as African Americans or Black Americans don't tend to do. We will get training, we will get education, and then we'll go and work for someone else. We must start educating ourselves and then opening our own businesses, starting our own businesses. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, probably at the end of this video, but I've actually started my own business, and I well, I'll talk to you guys about that a little bit later, but right now I just want to encourage you to strongly think about getting into green technology and learning, seriously, learning everything that you can about it. Clean energy grants. I'm looking at the LA Trade Tech website right now, and even the guy that I was talking to, which was a black guy, and he was telling me that there aren't a lot of black men taking this course, enrolled in this program. And he was saying that there are grants for you to learn this stuff. I may even go, and I don't know what I'll do with it, but I may go just because there are grants that really want to educate Americans in green technology. Why not learn it? Especially if you have the time and you can do it. But anyways, they're talking about clean energy grants. They're talking about, let's see here, utilities and construction prep program, hybrid and electric plug-in vehicle technology certificates, solar PV installation and maintenance technician. It goes on and on. So, I'm excited about it. I want you guys to look more into it, because I strongly believe that we as African Americans, we as black people, really need to stay up with what's going on in the world, what's going on globally, and educate ourselves, and then make that education, turn that education into a business where we can make money. I don't care what you educate yourselves in. Even if you're just good in sales, you can, create a whole department just around selling solar, these, oh God, windmills. I have an African friend who's doing that now. And he's doing it here in the United States, but he's also looking to make that business available in Africa, where he's from, Nigeria. And so I just think that, we as blacks here in America, we should be a lot further than where we are in terms of economics, in terms of politics. I'm looking at what's going on in this country, in this nation, and what I'm noticing is that these Mexicans, even the ones that aren't educated, they stick together. And when you have unity within a community, you have power. And they're moving up not only socially, but politically. And I encourage my young American listeners, viewers, and especially my young black American males to educate yourselves in political science, to educate yourselves in science, educate yourselves in medicine, educate yourselves in law, educate yourselves in every aspect that you can think of. I wish I had the money, because I would fund this dream that I have to have just Americans, North Americans, educated in all these different fields where I know the Asians and the Mexicans are excelling, and especially the Asians. See, the Mexicans, they have unity. That's what makes them strong. They don't really have the intelligence of an Asian or North American. They really don't. But I really just think that, blacks, we don't have, and Americans in general, North Americans in general, don't have that unity that is needed to excel. And because you don't have that, you have to have the education to back you as an individual. So you must get educated in all of these fields. Whatever you can educate yourself in. If you're better at law than in science, educate yourself in law. If you're better at political science than technology, educate yourself there. Wherever your strongest points are, please get an education. This is so important. It is what will save North America. It is the only thing that will save North America, because when North American citizens, true North American citizens, stop educating themselves, stop opening their own businesses, stop functioning in the political world, in the world of law, in the world of science, in the world of education, meaning that you're not a teacher, you're not a professor, you're not any of those things, what happens? Well, the foreigners start educating. The foreigners start running the science labs. Foreigners are running everything once North Americans stop educating themselves. So you have to get back into education, and you have to start somewhere. Wherever you are strongest, that's where you start. I can't stress this enough. I'm searching for words, because I want to convey just how important this is. We get sidetracked so very easily by quick money, by, we need immediate gratification, and we don't think of the long haul. We don't think of the future, meaning 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. where will we be? Where were where will our children be? Where will our grandchildren be in North America? Where will their places be? And I think about that, and it concerns me enough to make a video where I want to educate and I want to inform my North American comrades. There have been videos where there have been videos that I've made where I'm, talking about illegal immigrants and how I want them out, and I stand by those videos. But on another angle, I want to just come at you guys and say what you need to be doing to stop this. And there's another way around this. There's another way around getting them out of here. There's another way around sustaining yourselves as North American citizens. And that is through education. Because the more you know, the more you can help yourselves, the more you can sustain in this society. The less you know, the less you will be able to sustain in this society, in a society where now the Hispanics are the majority. We have to get back to education because they're educating themselves. And even though it takes 5 of their brains to equal 1 North American brain, they're still doing it. And they have the unity to make it happen. I'm going to look into more programs that are available here in Los Angeles County, but I encourage you to look into programs that are available in your areas. And some of you may say, well, I'm 45 years old. I'm not really interested in educating myself in anything else. I'm not interested in going back to school. I work full time. I don't have time to sit in a classroom, that kind of thing. Okay, we'll pass this information along to your 18-year-old nephew, to your 18-year-old niece, to somebody in your family, to your neighbor who may have, a black or white child who didn't know about green technology education and is looking to major in something in school. This is the future. And this is where it's headed. So I think the more that we educate each other, the better chance we have of surviving here in this country. It has to be done. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, I know that there are a lot of very intelligent, very smart, witty, black guys out there that are doing other things with their time and their money. And I am strongly encouraging you to do something else. So many times I see brothers with handcuffs on and walking into somebody's prison or somebody's jail. And really you should be in an office or outdoors making a sale in a legitimate business or for a legitimate business. I'm going to keep talking until I can't talk anymore about this. I mentioned that I've started my own business, and I have. It's clothing. It's regarding fashion because I love fashion. And so everything that I do with this business is related to fashion. I'm doing clothing, and I'm also hand making accessories, earrings, necklaces. I'll probably get into bracelets. That's what I do. I'm more of a creative person. So I'm really good at like just creating my own designs, and then also modifying existing clothing or designs. So that's what I'm concentrating on now. And that's why you guys won't hear a lot from Jane Speaks, because I'll be doing other videos on my other channel for the fashion. So that's probably where you guys will come across me later. But I started that because I got tired of knocking on doors and asking people to hire me. I got tired of that. And so I started talking to other black business owners. And one man in particular I met here in Los Angeles, and he was very helpful in getting me to realize that what I needed to do was start my own business. He talked in depth about how we as Americans, and especially black Americans, are taught to get an education and then go work for someone else. And he said foreign people don't usually do that. I mean, and it doesn't matter from where they come from. It could be Africa, it could be Asia, it could be the Middle East. Usually they come here, and they come here with a plan to find a location to open their own business. They don't come here with a plan to get an education and then go work for somebody. They come here with a plan to open and successfully run their own companies. And I thought about that. And I said, why aren't we doing that with our own? Why aren't more of us doing that with our own? Encouraging our own children, our own relatives, our nephews, our nieces, our cousins to open up their own businesses. This is our country. And yet you look around us, and there's foreigners that own the majority of the businesses here. Think about that, you guys. I mean, we really, really, really have to get back to taking back what we had and maintaining what we have. We have to do it. And it has to come through education and entrepreneurship. Education and entrepreneurship.